All right, y'all. So I want to get straight to it. There is only one thing that I can consciously, morally recommend in Diablo Immortal for you to spend your hard-earned money on. And it's gonna be the Battle Pass. I'm gonna talk about why in this video. We're also gonna review the existing Battle Pass that just came out recently and look at all the different skin variations for all the different classes. And you're gonna wanna watch this to the very end because I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of what's coming into another video in the coming days. So make sure you watch it to the very end for that. And without further ado, let's talk value. So first things first, I don't claim to be a whale by any means. I don't claim to be probably more of a dolphin, if you will, but anything that I've put into the game has come from the money that I have earned from YouTube. So any purchasable thing that you see, I've earned from the money I've made on YouTube. So I've always said from the beginning, any money I make on YouTube will go back into my either setup, from it be new, presets for editing, or a new camera, or new lights, or anything like that. This basically is completely founded on itself. So when it got to the point where I wanted to invest in my character in game to bring you better content, that's where the money came from. So keep all of that in mind when I talk about value. So I was able to not spend my own money. Well, it's arguable when you put it like that, but when we look at some of the value of some of these things, it's subjective based on the individual. So don't spend anything outside your means is really what I'm getting at here. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's pretty sound advice. So first things first, when you go to the shop, if you're going to spend in the game, which you do not have to, I really can't stress this enough. You don't really have to spend at all in this game to enjoy it. The only time spending comes into effect is to really for PvP. And it's only not even all PvP nowadays, but only the one type of PvP, which is the battleground. And actually, now that I've said that, there's actually one other thing that you do factor into your resonance, and that's going to be the battle of the Immortal versus the Shadows, which you could argue is, not incredibly important to your overall gameplay, because there's very few things you get as an Immortal that you cannot obtain as a Shadow. So, but in the event you choose to spend in the game or support the developer however you spend it, and at the end of the day, your money will disappear at some point whenever this game decides to die. So just keep that in mind. But when you look at some of the different featured things, like, they give you random percentages for all that and blah, blah, blah. The only thing that I would really even talk about is going to be the services. So these three services are the ones that I think you get the most quote unquote value from. And what again, all of this is subjective. What I consider value is going to be different than anyone else. But the biggest thing is, we'll start from the Prodigy's path. And I've purchased all these. They give you a lot of stuff, and a lot of it's really good. But if you look at the free version, you're going to get the Sec Gear and the, beguiling dust. But then you're also going to get orbs, which might not even really need. I'm pretty sure all of mine for a legendary crest, which you end up getting here towards the bottom. So there was enough value to kind of do a 10 crest run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then, yeah, so you could probably do maybe 2 whole 10 crest runs. So you're probably going to get 1 stars there, but it is what it is. So I would rank this actually third. I actually think these are kind of lined up in order based off value. Even though this says 400% value, I actually think you get more value from the Boon of Plenty now. They've actually recently reworked it. So the Boon of Plenty now actually gives you upfront 600 eternal orbs. Originally gave you nothing. It didn't give you any of the orbs. Outside of that, you're also going to obtain 6 additional rows of bag space, which is really nice when it comes time for farming. It's more of a quality of life, not a mandatory thing. You're also going to get the remote market access, which, it's helpful. This one is actually really nice. So gain 4 additional market slots when trading. That's huge because you only get 4. So it literally doubles what you have. And then after some changes, this is basically irrelevant. The stash tab, I don't even use my stash tab. Stashes were more prevalent when you were character swapping frequently and you didn't get to transfer all of your gear and the main stats. Well, now that they've changed that, your stash isn't really worth it because anything that you have equipped or in your bag also changes to whatever the new thing is. So if you're going from int to strength, it changes. So I don't ever use my stash tab all that often. If I do, it's only because I rolled like a really nice Sec Gear that doesn't have the right, gym slot amounts or the right color. And I'm like, well, it has nice CR, so I'll keep it. But I usually end up just selling it. So it is what it is. But last but not least is the Battle Pass. Now, you can see I have purchased the $15 Battle Pass. There is a $5 Battle Pass. Will get you basically everything in the Battle Pass, which we'll look at here in a second, including the really cool skin. The $15 Battle Pass, the biggest difference is you get this stuff right here. So you get the little portal, you get the cosmetic for the frame, which meh, and then you get access to the what's it called? The new shop or whatever. So you can see all the different things you can get, and it is what it is. But the biggest thing, the reason I always go for the $15 Battle Pass compared to the $5 Battle Pass is this right here, is the additional 10 levels of rank. Now, I will note, if you buy this right when it starts and it first comes out, it's 15 levels. Once you get past, I think, level 5 of the battle pass, it drops back down to 10. It's because the first 5 levels of the battle pass are a lot quicker to get levels on, so it's just giving you basically a free additional 5 levels. To me, this is value because once you actually max out your battle pass, which we'll go ahead and look at, once you max out your battle pass all the way to level 40, then you start getting these Gift of the Renown. After reaching, and as it says right here, open Gift of Renown for every 180 battle pass earns. So it doesn't go up incrementally anymore, but instead you get 100 hilts and 150 scrap. This is huge. So generally, if you see the people who buy the $5 battle pass, they're usually just barely obtaining the full battle pass or pushing to get it on the last couple of days, or they get a few levels past the battle pass. They're never like, tens of 20s levels past the battle pass, generally speaking, unless they're really min-maxing. To me, I'm basically spending the 10 levels to get 10 times hilts. Okay, so that's what? 10 times this is at a 0, so 1,000 hilts, and 10 times this is 1,500 scraps. To me, that's value. And in addition to everything else that you get, including the shop, which we'll talk about here in a second, but really it's the additional scraps and the hilts, because to me, scraps is in the armored levels is one of those things that you cannot catch up on easily in this game. And I even myself, who've basically only took like 2, 3, maybe 4 months off tops, I'm still trying to catch up. So to me, that's enough value. And then you also get the battle pass shop here, which you get the currency for as you progress your battle pass. You can catch up on different cosmetics, whether it be frames or anything else. Apparently it's all frames for me right now because I'm on the Blood Knight currently. So a lot of the skins that are probably being offered in the battle archive shop are not accessible to the Blood Knight, which is why I see what I see. But I basically always pick up the Feathered Fang. Reason being is that that's free fodder. That's just fodder I can use or level up if I choose to at a later date. And I also always pick up the Aspirant Keys. Helps me level up my my secondary levels of stats by getting more keys. So that's why I always pick those up. I don't really go for cosmetics because I have everything I want when it comes to cosmetics. Now let's talk about the battle pass as a whole. So let's look at the main battle pass skin here. It is so sick. So sick. So this is what it looks like on the Blood Knight. And as you can see, it's just very, very detailed and it looks phenomenal. I thought there was a way we could look at it for all classes though. Can you not? There you go, right? No, apparently not. All right, so that's what it looks like on the Blood Knight. I could have swore I did this last time and I was able to look at what it was for all classes. Am I going crazy? Bueller? Can't you do that? I swear I just did this a couple days ago. View, no, view, no, view, no. Anyway, apparently you can't. I could have swore I just did this the other day. Well, anyway, that's what it looks like for the Blood Knight. I don't know what I did last time. I could have swore you could have done it. You could have like bounced around to all the different classes. But either way, the Blood Knight one looks phenomenal. The other cool things about this battle pass is going to be there's very few things that are different for each battle pass, and you get the little emotes, which I don't really cover because they are what they are. But the one thing that I always look forward to in every battle pass, especially after the most recent change, is the chest piece. So or whatever is in the 10 slot, which is going to be a random choice legendary piece of gear. And they changed it recently where there's a higher chance that you can get the option to select a legendary piece of gear in this slot that you do not have. Well, for me, I got really excited because the only 2 legendary pieces or essences that I'm missing on the Blood Knight were the chest and the offhand. So I just got the chest from this, and now the only thing I need left is the offhand, which in theory, if I've been farming a lot, as you can see. If I go to the Immortal Vault, we actually do have one in the vault, and nobody else has tried to claim it as of yet. So assuming it doesn't get stolen in the vault and nobody else beats me in contribution points, this should theoretically be mine on Sunday, which would be very, very exciting, because then I plan on, and going to the end of this video right now, I plan on switching my classes, and I'm actually going to allow you guys to pick which class I go to. Now, in case you're not aware, I've been grinding each individual class to max their essence mastery. I plan on doing that. So this is not going to be one of those things that I jump to and then change in like 3 to 4 days. This is going to be a class that I'm going to stay on for a while. So I've been on the Blood Knight now for probably a good month. So that's how long it basically took me to get it from, I want to say I was at rank 3 all the way to rank 4. I don't do a ton of farming, probably not as much as others do that max these out faster, but the next class I will be on will probably be for a full month. and I will cover in a new video coming out very soon which classes I'm considering, and then I'm going to make a poll on my community tab so for you guys to actually choose and vote on which class for me to pick. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I'm going to give you guys the choice of picking a class that you know I hate, but I'm going to do that just to see what you guys do. So next time, guys, lock it in. This is the most value, is by hands down in the battle pass. I would recommend the $15 one for the reasons that I said previously, but if you only can do the $5 one, I still think that is the most value that you can get out of this game, and that's the only thing I would actually recommend spending money on. So until next time, lock it in.